Hi, this is Joe again. Welcome back to my Dark Souls map challenge, where we try to recreate the entire map of Dark Souls from memory, today taking care of Sen's Fortress. And we're going to do that without looking anything up in between and doing it just from memory. And I say to you, I will do this like 97% of Sen's Fortress. I'll do perfect, because this is a place that's so hard that it's burnt into your brain, and I think this will go very well. I will maybe just abbreviate a bit and get like distances in relation to each other wrong, but I'm pretty certain that I will take care of everything that's to see in Sen's Fortress. As always, we're going to start with a time lapse of me drawing the map in 16 times speed. And after that, you'll get an explanation of what's what in Sen's Fortress. And here we have it, the full map of Sense Fortress. And I'm pretty certain that I didn't forget anything. Maybe like a little nook or cranny here or there, but I think I got most of it. So we enter from the Undead Parish. This is the bridge that leads out directly from the Undead Parish bonfire. That's above Andre. So one floor up from Andre to get to this. At the end of this bridge, by the way, below the bridge, what you see there, that's Darkroot Garden. The hidden area with the salamander-colored, flying, flopping manta rays, that's down here. But you go in here, there's a little stairway up to a closed gate. This gate opens if we ring both bells. And what you will see in the cutscene is this giant, this red dot here is a giant. He draws a chain and the gate, the portcullis opens. Here at the side of the stairs, Sigmar is sitting, demanding of us to open the gate. Not really demanding from us, he is always just mumbling to himself that his situation is bad and someone needs to help him. But we help him by opening the gates. If we open the gates before coming here for the first time, he isn't even here anymore. But I think you need to see him at every place to properly progress this quest line. I'm not sure about that place though. So you go in, and this is the way that I show the arrow traps. These are little... how do you call them? These little traps, you step on them and then an arrow shoots you right in the face. There's several columns here, so you don't see the enemies when you approach in. There are two of those serpent people, guys with the heavy swords. There are different kind of serpents here. These one are the kinds that attack with a melee weapon, and then we have other ones that have 4 arms, each holding a weapon that causes bleed, so they will instant bleed you, which will do a lot of damage, although the weapon isn't that good. It's a flamberge. And they have cobra faces, otherwise they throw lightning at you. But these are the bigger ones with the extending neck snakes, these ones with big cleaver type weapon that they have. Okay, you defeat them, you go up a little stairway, you come off to this balcony, you can drop into this pit, but don't do it yet. This is a wall, you can later drop from above to get here again. I will tell you about that more. Now you have this little narrow walkway that you can walk along. There's a snake at the end. There's several saw blades swinging here. This one has 3 of them, I think. And this will also be the place where the cage will later drop to that acts as our shortcut elevator. This orange double arrow to the top of Sense Fortress. So this will allow you to skip Sense Fortress after you've gone through it once. Which is good because it's a real trouble otherwise. So you can either drop directly from this walkway, or you can drop to one lower floor that's like between this and the bottom floor. This has 2 or 3 of the lightning spitting cobra guys. And you can drop from there again to enter down here. This whole section, this left section of the that I drew here, so the bottom section of the map, is all filled with tar, in which you walk very, very slowly unless you have the rusted iron ring, which you get from revisiting the Undead Asylum. I pointed out where it is when I started my challenge with the Undead Asylum. There are 3 or 4 of the Titanite demons down here, which makes this area very difficult. You can also drop down over here through one of these pits, but for that you have to drop from upstairs. There are like 2 or 3 ways to get there. yeah, it has some items lying around, nothing too special. There's like a little stairway here that gives you access to this extra room that's not flooded anymore. You go up a ladder, you end up in a room where you can jump down to the walkway again, or you can climb up another ladder to get to a giant. Yeah, that's the one nice giant that opened the gate for us. You can kill him for some titanite. You go down the walkway. You end up in this section where you have to go to the left. To the right is nothing here. You can go to the left. You go up a stairway. This is another walkway that has these saw blades. This is above this walkway. And in addition to the 4 saw blades that are here, this cobra lightning serpent will shoot lightning at you, and you can go just past him, step on this pressure plate. That's the term I missed. This pressure plate, and go directly to the side, so the arrow trap will just shoot him for you, so you don't even need to kill him yourself. And then there's a chest with some item inside. I don't remember which it is. You go through a little gateway and you go on another walkway. This is above this pit. So if you fall down there, you end up here where the Titanite demon is. This narrow walkway, you can then either go to the next door, or you can go down a little step, go around the corner, and here's one of the long-necked serpent guys with a big sword. He's leaning against the wall. This wall can be destroyed by rolling a boulder here. I will tell you how to do that in a moment. But if the boulder rolled here, this wall is destroyed. This guy also dies if you roll the boulder here. And you come to this narrow walkway where there's some cages that you can open with a cage key you get later. One of them contains Big Head Logan, which is our sorcery trainer for the advanced sorceries. And the other, one of the others contains an item. I don't know which item it is. You go back up here again. This is a friendly guy that wants to hit you in the face, but the boulder comes rolling down the stairway and crushes him. He doesn't die from it, he just gets damaged. You go up the stairway against the direction of where the next boulder is coming at you, and you jump down to the right side, where you find Siegmeyer sitting on an edge, dangling his legs and talking to you, and thanking you for opening the door, and then telling us that the boulder needs to move because it doesn't allow him to go further. You drop down another edge. There are 2 more of the long-necked serpent guys. Go down this little sideway. There's infinite void, I think, here that you can fall into. You go down here, and then you have to run up the entire stairway. At the end of the stairway, a lightning cobra awaits you. You kill it, you go in here, and there's a chest here in the corner that contains a ring. I did forget to put it here, but I will put it in that for to add it to the album. It will have this item, and I also recognize that there are 2 enemies missing here in this part, so I'll also add that. Go down the little stairway a bit more, enter it, and you're finally free of the boulders. There's like a little walkway here with an arrow trap. Hit it, go away, and let it shoot, or lure this long-necked guy into it, serpent. You come out this walkway, and you hear a huge grinding sound from someone pulling a lever to turn the boulder. This already allows Siegmeyer to move on. I don't think you have to move the thing yourself. This is enough turning of the thing, because some asshole turned the lever to roll the boulder this way now. So it will come down here, roll down this stairway, roll down, go to this side, roll down that stairway, go to that side, and roll down this stairway, where it will drop into a hole. So that's what we're doing too. We're following it. And we see that it will always drop into the hole until at some point the hole is full and the next boulder will smash this wall. We go through. This is where the gold serpent ring is. That's the one that gives you more item drops from enemy. The boulder will continue around this corner, and this actually leads all the way over here. I think this edge is the edge that Siegmeyer is sitting upon. So this is a continuous line, and it will drop into the void over here. You go down this way where you find a nice chest that you want to open, and then it will kill you and you have to start the whole run over. So don't open it, kill it, or use the Lloyd's talismans, which you can either buy at various merchants, or you can find them near Bonfire Shrine where I pointed them out on the map that was in the second episode. I think he has the lightning spear. I'm not 100. Yeah, that's the mimic with the lightning spear. This is a really good weapon for beginners who don't really understand the upgrade system. This is a really good weapon. You can go over here where you reach an elevator that will lead you to the upper way. This is one way to reach the next floor. The other way is to reach the next floor is not going down where the boulder rolls at you, but instead going up. But by going up, you see that over the stairway, there's a little wooden scaffolding that you can jump to, where I think there's one Cobra guy on it again. And I think there's a second way to reach it, but I don't know where it comes from. It might come from over here on the other side of the elevator, but I'm not sure. So jump down on that, then you can run over, and then you can jump down to this part. This has two cobras. You can jump down in either of these holes. They have little walkways, like a third of a way and 2/3 of a way down this hole. This is another safe way to go down to this part of the map. So these two things, they align with these two things. So then, if you don't go there, if you go up the stairway where the boulder is rolling at you, you might get hit by the boulder and you might die, or you might come through, which leads you to this three-way junction. Here in the middle, a boulder drops from the top, and there's a mechanism here that sends the boulder flying in any of the 4 cardinal directions. There's a lever attached to the base of this where you can turn the whole mechanism, and at the beginning it actually pointed over here, which shoots the boulder over here, which drops it on top of this of this roof, which is a slanted roof, which will send the boulder going at you here. Then when you reach this corner here, this stupid asshole turned the mechanism, so the boulder would now be coming at you down this stairway, which is this side. You can, if you go here, turn it down that way, so that the asshole that turned it against you will drop down here into the void, or you can turn it around completely the other way to go down here. And this ramp actually faces directly here. It will drop here into this room and crush this wall, and will drop into the void over here. So if you've not pointed it down here, you can go down the slope. I'm not sure how these rooms are attached. I only know that there are 2 rooms here that are attached to this ramp, of which one has the elevator that's coming up. By the way, don't drive this elevator all the way up to the top, because you will end with your head in spikes. So go drop off the halfway point where it stops for a brief moment. So this one has the elevator, and there are like 2 cell-looking rooms, which are nearly identical. And I think there's a way from this cell to that walkway, but judging by just how the geography works here, I don't think that really works. But I think there's a way to reach that from this floor. We'll have to look into that when we play Dark Souls 1 again. So, having dealt with this room, you go down this hallway, really narrow hallway, you step on this arrow, on this pressure plate, and this time the arrow doesn't come flying at you, where you could roll through it. No, they are shooting from the side, and this is long enough so that you just can't roll through it. You end up here, you go down a corner, and then you reach this walkway. This walkway guides you over the void. There are several saw blades coming at you again. If you drop down here, you will fall directly in one of those two holes, directly all the way to the bottom and die. That's a death. You can't survive that if you fall off this or this walkway. You only survive it if you fall off this walkway onto that whole walkway. They are not far enough apart. You go down this, you avoid the saw blades, and then you enter in this gallery, which is overlooking this hole. To the right, there's a long-negged serpent, big sword guy. All the way to the left, there's a same one of that kind. And there's another shooty type kind of guy here coming down the stairs. And after you defeated all of them, you go up the stairs, and at the next corner, the next cobra lightning serpent waits at you. Just shove it to the side and run past him, or kill it. This is the narrowest of all the walkways, and while you're running over it, you're constantly molested by this cobra lightning guy, shooting lightning at you all the time. By the way, this walkway is exactly above this walkway, but I didn't want to start an extra layer just for this walkway, so I drew it a bit to the side. You go down this walkway, you can, if you reach the other side, the stupid guy is still shooting at you, so you have to make fast decisions. Both sides have pressure plate traps that will reactivate after a certain amount of time. They are not one time set and then gone. No, you have to be wary of those. And an arrow will come shooting this way, 3 arrows in succession, as most of these traps have 3 arrows in succession. You go to the left, you turn left here, so you can slay this asshole who was throwing lightning at you, and then you can go to the other side where there's a little hole that you can drop into. We have several holes here. Several of these walkways have holes at the end, like this one has one that drops you to death, and we had another one which I don't know exactly where it would be, but I think we still have another one. This one might have one that drops you into nothing. But this one actually drops you to an elevated platform that lets you drop down here where there are the 2 lightning serpents above the big holes that will allow you to drop down. So, we finally reached the outside, which is here. Up these stairways, and we're seeing the sky again. We come out here. Okay, we'll have to add another arrow to this. Okay, I will also do that before uploading my file to the album. There's an arrow missing here from this to this stairway. You come out the stairway, you can turn right, go down a little stairway. There are 2 border knights here and a chest. I have no idea what it contains, but you can go up again, go up this stairway, and then it begins. From this point on, some giant asshole will throw bombs at you, and they hurt a lot. And you've just gone through all of this without dying, and then the stupid asshole will one-shot you. So what you want to do is go up here, go here. There's a hole in the railing. Just drop down that hole. You end on this balcony that has a bonfire. And if you're playing blind and there's not by accident or of some kind a sign here from another player pointing you to it, you will maybe never ever find it. But this bonfire is key to survival in Sans Fortress. From this you go down like a curved hallway, which will drop you back to this place where there were the two treasure plates before going out. But now we have a safe place. So now we can storm up towards that giant. Going up this, dancing up here, and then this is a bomb throwing place, this is a bomb throwing place, this is a bomb throwing place. Here are some items, souls or stuff, nobody cares. But wait, there's some side path over here, that's more important than the bomb throwing asshole. Yes, it is. You go down here, and there's one of the big guys with a big shield and the big mace. That's the kind of guy, the kind of knight that was molesting us in the chapel in the undead parish, where we get the firekeeper soul there. That kind of guy is here. You defeat him, you go over here, you slide down a ladder, you go down here, and here a guy will start attacking you with arrows, and if you come too close to him, he will take out his rapier and or rapier as they call it in French, and will start attacking you. This guy is famous, and I forgot his name. He has a rapier that is named after him. Rickard. I will add that to this drawing. It's Rickard. Of course it's Rickard. You get Rickard's rapier from him if you kill him. You go up here, you go inside here, there are two chests. I have no idea what they contain, but I remember there are two chests, so it's worth coming over here. You go back all the way over here where the giant was last throwing bombs at you, and you go up this stairway, and you get to the big scaffolding part of this part of Sans Fortress. You go over here and you see this. This is a big top of a building with a hole in it, and there's some asshole who is throwing boulders in there, which will then land on this mechanism to get propelled either way. So this was the asshole that was molesting you down here. So obviously what you do is you go for a run, you jump, and you can barely make the jump because this is like a whole floor lower than you, or 1.5 floors. You can barely make the jump, you can kill him, and you finally get some revenge on this asshole. Then you just have to do this stupid run through of the walkways again, and you're up again. But it's worth it, because this one wasn't nice. But he respawns. Yeah, he respawns. Then you come back up here. You run over to this side and you have to jump the gap because there's a gap. This is broken down. You go over here. This is a tower. This tower has the Crestfallen Merchant inside. He sells large titanite, I remember. And of course, some stuff that I don't remember. You go down a spiral staircase a long time. You enter this place where I forgot to draw an enemy. This is the same enemy as over there. Repeated. He's also over here. He guards the cage key, which we will need. So back here, back up the staircase. Over here, jump this again. Over here, a little bit of curving around. You can go to the left here. There's a Boulder Knight over here. Man, what have I forgotten? Everything I've forgotten. There's a Boulder Knight over here. Turn right. This is where you can use the cage key to open the cages, which will act as your shortcut down to the start of Sans Fortress. So you've never ever have to walk this place again. You go out a little door at the back side of this tower, up a stairway, and you end up here. You have to go along one little scaffolding part again where the asshole is throwing bombs at you. They're landing here and here. Wherever you are, they're landing here and here. closest to you. He tries to hit you at least. And this guy is a border knight with a crossbow. Get rid of him. Go inside here. If you go straight forward, there's another tower which will have a summon sign if you're human to help you defeat the next boss. This is a fog gate to the boss. But you can go up a spiral staircase that I didn't draw properly because this is actually on top of this building. But I didn't want to add another layer. So you go up the stairway, and here is the a-hole that was throwing bombs at you. Kill him. He will not respawn. Get your titanite chunk that he drops. Finally be done with exploding stuff. Maybe just run to all of the top section, ignoring everything, run to him, kill him, and then explore, because it's more easy then. Okay, go down again. Go through the fog gate, fight the iron golem. Really easy fights. It's just annoying with all the way to run up against him, especially if you haven't dealt with the bomb throwing a-hole, because he will also throw bombs into the boss fight that will hurt you, but the boss is almost immune to fire damage, so he will not get hit as hard. So you will die, the boss won't. Not a good time. Destroy the iron golem to get his core, but most important, to activate a little ring at the middle of this, which allows you to call the harpies that will transport you to Anor Londo. And that's Anor Londo. That's Sans Fortress. Anor Londo will be next week. So, now, excuse me, I have to take care of a few mistakes I made here and there, but I'll see you next week with Anor Londo. Have a nice day.